Hello and welcome to the second episode of this Getting Started with Booster series. If you haven't yet, go back to the first episode and check out what's Booster, what concepts you might need to know for this guide, and a little bit of introduction into AWS. So in this episode, we'll be setting up your computer for working with Booster. So although Booster is a TypeScript framework, and sets up everything for you, there are some requirements to get started with it. So first of all, you will need to have Node.js installed. To go and install it, you just go into nodejs.org. There will be a link in the description for this. And you have to install a version that's bigger than 12. I recommend 14 to keep up with the newest features, but that's your decision. Also, apart from that, you will need a code editor, like an IDE. Each developer has their own preferences, but if you don't, I recommend you to use Visual Studio Code, which is free and works great with the TypeScript language and Booster. Also, apart from that, you will need an AWS account. So this step is completely optional. If you just wanna see how Booster works, try it a little bit on your computer, you can do it without an AWS account. But if you do want to deploy this to the cloud, to deploy your project to the cloud and try it and tinker with it, you will need an AWS account. But beware. In the future, Booster will have local deployment support. So if you happen to be a traveler from the future, just forget about AWS and you can just run your project locally. So how do you create this account for AWS, you might be wondering? Well, it's an easy process. You just create an AWS account over here and you will have then to set up your credentials, but we'll get into it. So after you've installed Node.js, you will have to have it on your command line. So you can open up a terminal and check it out with node-v. So here I'm using 14.4. And also you will be installing Booster with npm. And for this, you can also do npm-v. I'm using npm 6.14. npm comes pre-installed with Node.js, so you don't have to be worrying about installing other stuff. So in order to install Booster, we'll be using the following command: npm install --global at boostercloud/CLI. With this, npm will install the Booster command line tool, and it is the main entry point to be working with your project. So let's give it a go. Okay, cool. It has been installed. In my case, it's Booster 0.5.1. You can confirm that Booster is properly installed by typing boost version. And here we have it. It has been properly installed. In the case of Visual Studio Code, you won't be needing anything. You just download it for your platform. And in the case of AWS, you will be needing to create an AWS account, fill all the forms, and then set up your credentials. In order to do that, you can come into the Booster documentation and check the appropriate section on how to set up everything. There will be a link on how to do this. In the next video, we'll be taking a look into how Booster apps are structured, so stay tuned.